Hello, my name is Benji and welcome to Dice vs Cards. Today we're looking at the Reckoners and we're looking to find out if a cooperative push your luck dice roller where you're fighting against supervillains can really hit the spot. But most importantly, we investigate whether it's possible to get mesmerised and hypnotised by beautiful looking dice. So let's see how this plays and whether this could be the next game for you. In the Reckoners, you play as supervillain hunters, ducking and diving under the scourge of epics that with the aid of recently bestowed superpowers act more like overlords and despots. Your goal is to take down these epics and ultimately discover the secret to defeating the big baddie Steelheart. You'll have a player board as your base of operations, and each one of the 6 characters you can choose from has slightly different dice at their disposal. Those dice, when rolled, will as you'd expect give you different means to tackle the problem at hand. And despite Steelheart always looming large and having an effect on the game, it's actually the cities that are controlled by the other epics that you'll be interacting with throughout most of the game. So, on each turn you'll all be rolling, keeping at least 1 dice and then repeating that process twice more until you've got some dice facings in front of you that will help you start chipping away at your goal. All of the epics, including Steelheart, have weaknesses that you can research, which will ultimately weaken them, or you can try an all-out assault instead. However, a combination of both is normally the way forward. Alas, there are a number of other challenges for you to juggle, including local enforcers that help beef up the superhero's influence, and obstacles that prevent you from moving from city to city to aid your comrades. This is ultimately a push your luck adventure where you have to decide what bad things you can let happen and which you must tackle immediately. There's also an economy system with a means for you to upgrade your characters, which you'll need to do collectively. Once you've defeated enough subordinates and highlighted Steelheart's weakness, you'll want to prioritise his defeat and win the game. So why might you like this game? Well, it promotes a great sense of camaraderie. There is absolutely no going it alone in this game, unless you're playing it solo multi-handed of course, but at the same time you have to have a cohesive plan to keep on top of all the different challenges you'll face. When you couple this with simultaneous action selection, which when you're at the table works much better than you think it will, it all adds up to a wonderfully visceral, cooperative experience. As you can see from the pictures, it's also a beautifully well produced game. All the components absolutely pop when in front of you, and the table footprint, albeit somewhat cumbersome, gives you an immediate sense of inhabiting these cities and the fantasy world you're fighting over. And finally, there's a welcome Yahtzee style dice mechanic that underpins the game and that complements all the different types of actions you can take. Be it researching, fighting, gathering resources, dealing with enforcers, each character has a specialty in one of those, but it doesn't stop them from being capable of carrying out any role. And the whack-a-mole nature of keeping on top of everything becomes one hell of a challenge. So don't expect an easy game of the Reckoners, especially when playing on the eminently scalable higher difficulties. This might not be the game for you though if you want more game for your money. If production quality is secondary to you, then this is both a big box game and a commensurately priced one that brings only so much gameplay to the table. Or if you prefer a game state that evolves from start to finish. There's an element of rinse and repeat with the Reckoners, even with your upgraded characters and the switch to try and defeat Steelheart towards the end. So you might want to consider this if you also liked Dead of Winter or XCOM, the board game. So when all's said and done, I really enjoyed the Reckoners. It satisfied a thirst for me thematically, but just as importantly had the core dice rolling, push your luck and cooperative elements that provide a very real challenge that scales the player count nicely. However, that's it from me. I'll see you next time. How many roads must a man walk down before he can gun down a soup? The answer, my friend,